Good morning. I am Disha presenting Project Sambhav, a possibility of decentralized waste management. It is a feasibility study of decentralized waste management in Western Rajkot. Have been innately functioning in a decentralized manner with a large number of informal sector. Nearly 15% of the workforce are women. Rajkot is no exception. Informal sector has the capacity of processing one-third of the waste within its geographical center in the Rajkot. Rajkot Municipal Corporation is able to collect 100% of the household waste but lacks in source segregation. Currently, only 5% of the total waste is processed through composting plants and MRF facilities. Waste processing is a monetizable sector, but RMC is lacking behind owing to the lack of profitability, land unavailability, and lack of market demand for the byproduct. So the project aims to limit these drawbacks and provide a feasible model to help solid waste management gain a positive revenue for RMC. A major thinking shift is needed here to look at waste as a resource that can be monetized. The project is conceptualized in two parts. One is this segregation and collection, and second is process. The investigation started with defining the problem and its quantum. West zone of Rajkot has 6 wards. It is a growth area that has not been yet saturated. The implementation of any model is assumed to be easier here compared to the rest of the city as a vast network of private waste collection exists in societies and slums where implementation is generally difficult are less in number here. Surveys were conducted to estimate that the western zone produces around 256 tons of waste per day, out of which 124 tons per day is household waste, which has high moisture content, low calorific value, and low CN ratio. 20 dpd is dry waste from commercial and institutional buildings, which are the low-hanging fruits in the chain that can be easily diverted from. A good practices review of both dry and wet waste management based on financial models, sustainability of the unit, and scalability was done. Key learnings were places where compost market is not available freely, land is not available freely, a biomethanation fuel derived plant can be a long term sustainable option with private financing and sale of fuels. Existing network of informal sector should be integrated in a way that both it has two-way beneficiaries, one in decreasing the occupational risks and achieving higher level of segregation. Out of the options available, biomethanation plant is the more economically viable option as it is getting a boost from the government of India and it produces more net economic benefits than the rest. Financial indicators suggest 25 TPD plant being the most feasible out of all available quantities as NPV is positive for 20 and 25 TPD. 50 TPD is a centralized plant that requires more environmental feasibility. So the current project proposes 26 units of 25 TPD plant. Socioeconomically, the project can generate substantial carbon offsets and human resources. Three types of business models are devised with different benefits to RMC and stakeholders. Using one being using regional stakeholders like seed farmers and cattle owners in the city to give their bio waste in return of compost that can help kickstart the plant. Second, being a model where extended producers responsibility criteria is used as a mutual benefit model where RMC can play a role only of providing a 90% pure municipal solid waste. In the end, shifting away from business as usual, if Rajkot implements decentralization, it can help save RMC 158 crores annually and save 10 lakh tons of methane emissions from the landfill. The project timeline is formulated such that a 10-year period of including O&M is projected based on case studies, where all 6 units will be functional in the next 4 years. The six units are phased out in a way to decrease the financial burden in the existing budget and let the slow process of IEC gain its roots. Overall, the targets for 2033 are to have a zero wet waste into the landscape. Thank you.